Hey everybody, this is Jim. Welcome back. So today I thought we could do a review of my monthly numbers for January. January just ended, so instead of doing a weekly review, I thought we could kind of go over the whole month. We'll take a look at some of the best items that sold this month and go through some of the fastest items, the slowest, one of the worst ones. I actually lost some money on an item. So we'll just kind of take a look at some products through each category, through clothing, electronics, shoes, sporting goods. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like these videos, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. I appreciate it. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers for January. All right, so here are January's sales. So I sold 135 items on eBay, 70 on Poshmark for a total of 205 items, which is pretty good. It's 13% above December, and that kind of surprised me. I thought January was going to be a little bit slower than December, but turned out to be pretty good. So my gross sales on eBay was right at $4,800. My Poshmark sales were a little bit over 1,000. So that was a total of $5,993. So close to making that $6,000. That was about 8% down in sales over December. Overall, though, I was pretty happy with those numbers for January. Like I said, I was expecting January to be quite slow. The first week or two were pretty slow, but after that it picked up, and I had a few really, really good days in there. All right, dig in a little deeper on the numbers here. So my average sales per day was right at 6.87. Again, I'm still trying to stick with that 8 items per day. I was hitting that pretty well November, December. Hopefully I can get back up there. The average days to sell was right at 45 days. And I talk about it all the time, the sell-through rate on items. I think that's one of the most important things you could be looking at. You got to keep your sell-through rate down like that. Otherwise, you're going to be storing so much inventory and it's just going to be sitting there. So really check your sell-through rates. And, I'm trying to get that number as low as I possibly can. All right, and my average sales price per item was $32.99. That's down just a little bit, 9% from last month. And my average cost of goods was $5.58. It's right about where it was last month as well. So my average profit per item was $17.78, about the same as last month. Obviously, we all want to get that number up. I'd really like to see that number be right around $20. So that puts my total profit margin for the month at 54%, which was 6% above December, which again, that surprised me just a little bit. But hey, I'm happy with it. All right, now let's go in and take a look at a few of the products that sold this month. All right, so the first items that I wanted to go over were some of my fastest selling items. It was a pretty good month for fast items. In January, I sold 16 items the very same day that I listed them. So that was a little bit unusual. I haven't sold that many that quick, but it's pretty cool when that happens, when you list it and it sells that day. It kind of makes you think that maybe you didn't price it high enough, but that's okay. They get out of my store, they get out of inventory, and I make that money pretty quick. So that's cool. We're just going to go over a couple of those. We're not going to go over all 16 of them, but I picked out just a couple of the coolest ones that I wanted to share with you. This first one is a True Religion. It was this red and black tie-dye pair of jeans. Now, I found this at Plato's Closet. I find a lot of really cool items at Plato's Closet, which is a buy-sell trade store. I'd highly recommend go and check those out. Their prices can be a little bit higher than you would find at a Goodwill, but man, I have found some really good items there. This one cost $11.20, and I sold it on Poshmark for $64 again the same day that I listed it. But if you haven't seen any True Religion jeans, they're pretty easy to pick out. They have a lot of really cool embroidery. A lot of times they have some studs on them on the back pockets. There's the tag again. There's the pockets. Let's scroll down a little bit so you can see the pockets. That's usually how I'm picking out that little horseshoe shape. And there's a little Buddha guy playing the guitar. So yeah, see if you can find some True Religion jeans. They sell really fast. You have to check out the styles though. Some of them don't sell so great, but this red and black tie-dye, there were only a couple listed, and I had a really good size at 36 by 34. So these sold really fast. All right, the next item that sold same day that I listed it was this vintage Polo Ralph Lauren rugby style shirt. It had a really cool embroidered crest here, and that's probably why it sold so fast. I do sell quite a few of these rugby style shirts, but this one sold really fast and for $39.95. And this is another one that I found at Plato's Closet, but I knew with this crest logo on it, it would sell really fast, and it sure did. Same day that I listed it for $39.95. All right, let's take a look at my slowest sale of the month. This was a Hydra Peak 32-ounce water bottle. I picked this one up a long time ago. It took 290 days to sell. I've got a few in my store, but I hope to get rid of them soon, and I don't think I'll be buying water bottles anytime soon again. I put it in line kind of with coffee mugs. I just don't sell coffee mugs, and I kind of want to get out of that business as well. But I bought this for $1.99 at Goodwill, and I actually put this one on sale just to get it out of my store, and it sold for $6.99. All right, let's take a look at my worst sale of the month. So the worst sale of the month was this Magellan men's fishing shirt, a short sleeve shirt. It's, when I first started out, I was picking up a lot of these style, vented fishing outdoor type shirts. Columbia sold fairly decent for me, so I picked up Magellan just thinking, hey, it's about the same type of thing as Columbia, but this one, it just would not move in my closet. I finally ended up putting this one on sale just to get it out of my closet. It sold for $10.77. I bought it for $7 at a Goodwill. And after fees and shipping and all that, I ended up losing $1.61 on this sale. But that's okay. It's a learning experience. I know now not to pick up Magellan fishing shirts. So one of the best sales that I had in my clothing category was this Ralph Lauren RLX radial down feather puffer jacket. I found this at a local thrift shop and it was only $10. And right next to it was actually a puffer vest just like it for $8. When I looked this one up on eBay, there was a couple that were priced really high and there was one that sold for $299. So I thought, hey, winter's coming up. Let me list this one for $299 just to see what happens, see if I could get that. It didn't really move. There weren't many views. So every couple weeks I started lowering the price, trying to get it down. Again, I did not want this thing sitting in my inventory the entire winter. So I just kept marking it down until people started viewing it and watching it. I got a few offers, but I didn't take them. I just knew this thing was going to sell eventually, but I just wasn't sure what the price was. So it eventually sold on Poshmark for $150. And again, with a $10 buy-in, that's a pretty good profit margin there. All right, on to the next item. And this is probably my favorite item that I have ever found since I became a full-time reseller. I found this, guess where? Plato's Closet. Yep. And along with this one, there was two other Polo Bear sweatshirts, one hoodie and just one regular sweatshirt. I've sold both of those for right around, I think one I sold for $80, one sold for $100. But to find three of these Polo Bear sweatshirts in the same spot, it was pretty exciting. Anyway, so this is just a really cool print. I mean, it had polo on the hoodie there. It had a really nice embroidered crest here. Again, there's the little Polo Bear. But it was just an all-over print. There's the pocket. It was just a really cool piece. There were a few listed, a few that had sold. So I listed mine at the same as everybody else. So it only cost me $13 and I sold it for $225. So this was definitely one of the coolest sales that I've ever made. So yeah, keep an eye out for that Polo Bear. Man, those Polo Bears sell very fast and for really good money. All right, let's move on to my best electronic sale of the month. And it was this Sony CyberShot digital camera. Again, digital cameras, if they're working, they sell extremely fast and for really good money. People just love these little digital cameras. And they sell extremely fast as well. I bought this one for $10 at an estate sale, and it sold for $70 on eBay. And I think it only took about 10 days to sell. I just wish I could find a lot more of these. All right, on to my shoe category. So my best shoe sale of the month was this Allen Edmonds Shelton is the style name, Shelton Oxford dress shoe. And it had the cool two-tone brown saddle leather. And these were in pretty good condition. Again, Allen Edmonds is kind of hit and miss. Some of them sell for really good money. Some of them don't sell very well at all. So on the inside of the shoe, let's get down here. Let's see on the inside of the shoe. There we go. All Allen Edmonds shoes have the style name in there, so they make it really easy for you to look those up. And I actually found this one in the Goodwill bins, and so I only paid $2.99 for these, and they sold for $69.95. So that was my best shoe sale of the month. Okay, on to sporting goods. So this is my best item that I sold in the sporting goods category. So this one was in one of my thrift haul videos. I found this at Goodwill for $12.99. And this thing was in excellent condition. I listed it as new without tags. I couldn't find any tags, but it obviously had never been used before. I opened all the pockets and everything and inspected it really well. So I listed this one for $75 and it sold in 2 days. I really want to start stocking up on more sporting goods items, especially with spring coming up, baseball. I've got quite a few golf clubs and some baseball bats, and they have not really moved much, but I expect that to pick up here pretty soon as spring starts rolling around. All right, that's my January review. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, and if you haven't yet, again, please subscribe to my channel and like these videos, and I'll be putting out some more really soon. I appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.